back, and he nails it. Hawkins, he finds it. Nagel for three. Drives, not there, but the putback.
Step through move, kick it out. Connor, three on the way. Back.
Little highlight time.
Cuellar just goes hard.
Backed out for a three on the way. Down it goes.
Hawkins for three. Got it!
White was going to shoot the three.
Foot in the lane, head fake going the long way.
Here's a long outside three, and bang, down it goes.
Four on the shot clock, turnaround jumper. Got it. Yes.
Outside he traveled.
I did too.
Up fake, once, twice. Finally, Failer puts it up and in.
Cuellar's not shy, drives into the paint, turns, and it falls. Trey. Tough shot. Oh, finally,
Dribble drive through. Connor to Jones with the bucket.
McFerrin backed out. Open three. Hawkins buries it. Gets him off. Now turns. Tough shot. He goes with it. Great shot.
15 on the shot clock. Goes around the screen. Backed out. That's a long outside three that goes down. We're at Jackson High School in Mill Creek. It's a Western Conference 4A boys-girls basketball doubleheader, and we're ready to go. Welcome to Jackson for the Jackson Timberwolves hosting the Lake Stevens Vikings. Boys lead things off. The girls game coming up in the nightcap. Tom Lafferty with you, along with Joel Vincent. You're a football guy. What are you doing here doing some basketball?
I don't know. I'm gonna share some of my basketball expertise with you folks tonight.
Well, you've coached basketball.
I have, and in fact, I coached under Coach Johnson. I was one of his coaches for 6 years, and I had the pleasure to do that for the Hall of Famer.
There you go. That's right.
Steve Johnson. But yeah, I'll see what I can help out with here tonight.
Well, the thing that I always say basketball as opposed to football is it's an hour and a half less. You're inside and warm.
Yeah, it's definitely warmer than most of the booths I bring the heatilator to, right? When we're getting together, especially in the late fall. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this matchup.
We will give you the starting lineups right now for the Lake Stevens Vikings. They are 2-2 in league play, 4-7 overall, and they will start Daniel Nagaho, a guard at 6'2". He is a junior. Brody Pierpoint, he is a forward, 6'4" junior. Brian Tillman, a 6-foot junior. And Yeki Bekele, he is on the starting lineup as well. For the Jackson Timberwolves, actually, Lake Stevens coached by Alex Iverson. For Jackson, their coach, as Coach mentioned, a Hall of Famer, Steve Johnson from the Washington Scholastic Basketball Coaches Association, named him to their Hall of Fame, and he will be inducted coming up later in the year. They'll start Jackson Rabe, a 6'1" senior, averages about 6 points per ball game. Seamus Williams, a guard, 6 foot. He's a junior, averages about 16 points a game. He's the leading scorer for the Timberwolves. Drew Pepin, a 6'4" senior, 8.5 points a game. Joey Goslin, a 6'3" sophomore. And Joe Eichhorn, 6'1", he is a senior. That's the starters for the Jackson Timberwolves. Jackson also had 2-2 in league play, 5-6 overall. And, Coach, this is where you run in the regular season. You got to build up a couple of wins. You want some wins here because you're really going to want them here in about a month.
Yeah, and right now you're kind of in that middle of the pack, and you're wanting to separate yourself and be in that top tier, set yourself up for the district tournament. So this is a big game for both teams.
Well, and the district tournament, if you can finish in the top two, you get that all-important first-round bye, and you just go into the double elimination part.
Unless it's a first-round bye like the college football playoff.
Well,
then you don't want to do that.
High school basketball is a little bit different. These guys want to play.
Well, I had to make some kind of connection
yes,
there. But
you did.
Yeah, that is always a nice luxury to have that extra time to prepare and rest a little bit before you enter the dog days of the playoffs.
Today's game brought to you by American Family Insurance and Sally Petty Agency, Bickford Ford, and also Capelli Cabinetry. We will take a break, and when we come back, we'll have tonight's opening tip-off and game action. First, let's give you the officials first. Merlin is the referee, the umpire Jeff Betts, and Marvin Williams, the other umpire as well. We're at Jackson. It's the Lake Stevens Vikings, the Jackson Timberwolves. Jackson hosting boys first, girls coming up second in the doubleheader, and we will take a break, come back with opening tip-off and game action. You're listening and watching tonight's basketball game right here on STSPN.com.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
Bickford Ford is celebrating 90 years in business in Snohomish, Washington. When they opened their doors in 1934, things looked a little different. But their commitment to the community and their customers hasn't changed a bit. So when you're in the market for a new vehicle, electric, gas, or something in between, start at the place you can trust. Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership, Bickford Ford, on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
And we welcome you back to Jackson High School, and we're ready to go. Tom Lafferty along with the coach Joel Vincent. We've got Todd Elvig at the controls here, going without Sarah tonight, so I'm not sure, see if Todd can make it all the way to the very end of the game, and we're ready to go. Again, Lake Stevens with Daniel Nagazo and Brody Pierpont, Brian Tillman, Devin Freeman, and Yeki Bekele for the Jackson Timberwolves. Jackson Rabe, Seamus Williams, Brew Pepin, Joey Goslin, and Joe Eichhorn. Ready to go. Evan Cherlin's got the ball in his hands. It's going to go in the air, and off we go, and it's underway. It'll be Jackson. Jackson, the home team, in the white uniforms, moving to our left with the green numbers, black trim. That's Eichhorn. Give it to Seamus Williams. Back to Eichhorn again, right side. That's Pepin going in. Missed it. He went to the deck. And it'll be cleared out by Lake Stevens. Lake, the visiting team, they're in all black with gold numbers. Supposed to be some purple in there, but I don't see any. Little runner won't go. Put back, that won't go either. The putback by Bekele couldn't get it. Cleared by Seamus Williams. Outside, Goslin. 3. Bang, down it goes.
Yeah, I think that's what Steve Johnson's going to want to do. He's going to want to get his guys out in transition and run the floor.
And they're going to, there's an equipment problem. And if it's a football, it's an equipment problem. One of the guys had he's got to go to the bench. I think he had his, you have that problem. Your hair,
I do not have that problem.
The rubber band in your ponytail? No?
No, I do not have that problem.
Okay. So it'll be an equipment problem. He'll go to the end of the bench, and we will go on and on we go for the Jackson Timberwolves and the Lake Stevens Vikings. Vikings with the basketball. Bekele will shoot. That's a 3. Trying to answer on the other end. Won't go. Rebound tapped out by Williams. He gets it back. Step through. Oh, nice looking move. It couldn't make it go, and it's going to be grabbed down and by Devin Freeman. Freeman, he goes through, step through move, and lays it up and in. Little early offense there off the first 2 points of the ball game.
Yeah, it appears both teams are going to try to get out and run every chance they get.
Yeah, they're going to want to keep this at a high tempo tonight. Goslin has it. He'll measure for another 3 from the other side. How's that one? Nope. It's called looking for a heat check there. He missed that one. It's going to be finally tapped around, grabbed by Daniel Nagaho. Goes in. He misses. And a jump ball is going to be called. I'm not sure I saw a held ball there, but
it's like possession arrow Lake Stevens, it looks like.
So Lake will keep it in front court. They're to our right in the black uniforms with gold numbers, white trim. Looking to throw it in. They get it in, and Banker off the glass and in.
Yeah, good set play on the inbounds.
Tyson Bell with the bucket, and that's our first lead change of the game. Lake Stevens leading here by 1, 4-3. That's Pepin, kind of off balance, missed it for Jackson. We go back the other way. Pierpoint. Pull up jumper from 18. Yes, down it goes. And it's a 3-point lead. Both teams with a 3-point lead here in the early going. They'll feed it right side. Shot on the way. That won't go. It's a miss by Eichhorn. And another rebound by Lake Stevens. They're kind of clearing the boards here as they get it down for a scoop. Laying up and in by Tyson Bell.
Yeah, and he's come up a little bit limping and lame. He's signaling to the bench he may need to come out.
So he'll stay out there until there's a dead ball. Oh, Goslin is going to travel. I'm not necessarily sure he did, but it really looked awkward.
It looked like you could call it, but I don't think he ever drugged that pivot foot. But the officials saw it differently. They're going to go the other way.
Yeah, they will. And we will get the sub back in as Pierpoint, or Bell went to the bench. Yeah, coming in is Devin Freeman for the Vikings, who have the basketball and the 5-point lead. Biggest lead of the game here in the early going. Pierpoint. Freeman. Oh, offensive foul. Didn't like the elbow. Didn't like pushing his
yeah,
way
I think
off.
it was more on the screen that was set to kind of spring him free. So they called that on number 2, actually. Griffin Iman setting that screen.
So Griffin Iman with the screen, the illegal screen. It'll be first personal foul, first team foul, first foul of the game. That's Goslin. Seamus Williams fakes one way, goes back to Goslin again. Had a 3 from there a little while ago, 10 to shoot. Williams down to 6 to shoot. Corner jumper on the way. It won't go. Deep in the right corner. The miss there, and it's going to be grabbed down as Rabe missed it. Grabbed down by, nice move there by Devin Freeman.
Yeah, coast to coast.
Goes
Gets
in.
the rebound on the one end and takes it all the way down himself.
That's a 7-point lead now for the Lake Stevens Vikings here on Jackson's home floor. First of 2 tonight. The boys-girls doubleheader. Rabe puts up a shot. That won't go. Got a one and done each time down the floor. And Lake Stevens likes to step through move and likes a little rattler, and down it goes.
Yeah, we're going to see a timeout on Coach Johnson here.
Yeah. He's going to want to talk about it here.
Yeah.
They're down by 9 points with 4:07 to go here in the opening quarter. Back with more after this timeout.
Bickford Ford is celebrating 90 years in business in Snohomish, Washington. When they opened their doors in 1934, things looked a little different. But their commitment to the community and their customers hasn't changed a bit. So when you're in the market for a new vehicle, electric, gas, or something in between, start at the place you can trust. Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership, Bickford Ford, on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
I'm kind of surprised. 9-point lead for Lake Stevens. They kind of out of the gates big.
Well, they're doing a great job defensive rebounding. You said it earlier. Jackson's got they're hoisting a shot. They're getting one and done. Lake Stevens taking care of it on the boards, getting out in transition, and now we've got a 9-point deficit for Jackson.
Let's see what the Hall of Fame coach drew up here on the inbounds as they go down to Seamus Williams. He gets rid of the ball and gets it over for the laying up and in for Jackson Rabe coming from Seamus Williams.
Yeah, it was good execution there in the half court.
So here comes Lake leading it 12-5. Knocked away momentarily. Bekele back out on top as they work it off the left wing. Oh, down to one knee. Give it off for maybe one too many passes there as he went airborne and didn't know how to get rid of it. And then Eichhorn will save it, gets it to Ray. Back to Eichhorn on the inbounds and lays it up and in.
Boy, great hustle by Eichhorn here. Makes all of that possible.
Yeah, he went out of bounds, saved it, and then came back in bounds and reestablished.
He kind of mishandled it himself, but he actually got it back to a teammate who got it right back to him.
And the lead is 5 at 12-7.
Oh.
And we're going to travel.
I'm going to travel going the other way this time.
They're calling it consistently, and the travel there on Brian Tillman. So it'll be Jackson basketball. Looking for the clock reset. They get it. 3:05 to play here. Opening quarter at Jackson High School. We're in Mill Creek. Nice student section on hand here in the early going. Seamus Williams, no. High in the air, grabbing the rebound. Brody Pierpoint. He'll give it up to Freeman, brings it into front court. Back out Bekele, shoots 3. Back iron, no. And then Freeman had it, and then it's going to be saved, and it went Oh, out of bounds. Last touch by Jackson.
Now, Lake Stevens had a great inbound set play last time. It'd be interesting to see if Jackson changes what they do defensively, maybe zone this off on this inbound play.
See if what Alex Iverson, if he's going to signal a play in. As he's standing down to our left, the head coach of the Lake Stevens Vikings, looking to inbound it. Goes to Freeman, way out between the circles, guarded by Williams. Coming up on 2.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. He goes to the floor. Shot of the way. Bank is open in Mill Creek tonight. Daniel Nagazo puts it up and in.
Did he call that?
He better have, or else it won't count.
Normally it doesn't count if you didn't call it.
You can see across the way, we've got Dan Schulman and Jay Billis here for ESPN, apparently. At least that's what their sign says. No, they're going to have a travel on this end. Turnover. And we will go back to Lake Stevens.
Yeah, they got 6 guys over there wearing headsets. How do they all talk?
Give us a shot. Yeah, we talk all over each other. And
there's only 2 of us. I don't know how they do it over there with 6 guys.
They look good. They got their neckties on. They're way better dressed than we are. So it's a 15-7 lead, 8 points the lead, and then the ball goes out of bounds. We're going to have illegal screen again.
Second time we've seen that tonight. And we've got Hawkeye Delgado entering the game. This is Steve Johnson going with a little bit of size. Delgado's their tallest guy. And he's an interesting story.
Hawkeye?
Yeah, he hadn't played basketball since 8th grade until this year. He decided he wanted to come out and play.
He's a baseball guy, right?
Yeah.
Like really, really good baseball guy.
Yeah. He's a good athlete.
Yeah. On the ATH, right, after his name.
Correct.
Whatever he does, he's going to be pretty good at it.
He'd probably pick up a ping pong paddle and whoop you.
That's right. 7 to shoot here for Jackson. Will they get a shot off? Goslin will shoot at the buzzer. It won't go. Back iron, no. Gabe Allenson grabs the rebound. Baseline. Whoa. He found a seam down there and laid it up in Brody Pierpoint.
Yeah, well, it's that cardinal rule of defensive basketball. You want to give up the baseline, and that's exactly what happens right there, and give up the baseline for a lay-in.
10-point lead. Going in, that is Pepin. Drew Pepin with the nice feed to him with the left hand, lays it up and in, and the lead is 8. Inside a minute to play, opening quarter. Pierpoint, Bekele out on the logo. Way out, and then knocked away by Williams. Oh, they're going to say it was last touch there by Lake Stevens.
And I would agree.
Yeah. He was surprised that Williams had come in and knocked the ball away and kind of grasped at it.
Well, I tell you, I've got to watch a couple Jackson games this year, and Williams is a tenacious defender.
Yeah.
He might be the best defender I've seen this year.
Yeah, good athlete. He also played football this year. I think maybe for the first time. Is Pepin. Pull-up jumper, rims out. Those are the ones you want to get to have go down.
That little 8-footer, you want those to fall.
Pierpoint, he'll turn, spin, fire, about a 10-footer. That won't go. Goslin grabs the rebound, 20 seconds to go. Shot clock is dead. They can play for 1. Will they? I don't know. No, Pepin will shoot. Miss. Comes down, 2 bodies on the floor. I think there's a 2-point takedown on that one. And the jump ball will be called. It stays on this end with 9.6 on the clock. And there'll be some substitution or situational substituting here. Put some shooters in. Inbounded here, 7 seconds. To the top, bounce pass, looking for Goslin. Out of backcourt they come. With 2 seconds, 1, laying up. No, it won't go. Good defense there down the floor. We've reached the end of the first quarter. Our score, 17-9. Lake Stevens leading Jackson. Back with the second quarter right here on STSPN.com.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
At Capelli Cabinetry, it's not just wood. It's the start of something beautiful. Each grain tells a story, each piece crafted with care, because to us, it's more than just a cabinet. It's a legacy. Our passion is creating cabinetry that reflects your unique style and stands the test of time. Crafted in Snohomish, where every piece becomes a part of your story. Capelli Cabinetry, crafting excellence one cabinet at a time.
Free basketball tonight here on the internet, STSPN.com. Welcome back. Jackson High School, Mill Creek. Tom Lafferty with Joel Vincent. Today's game brought to you by Les Schwab Tires, McDaniel's Do It Center, Monster Energy by the U.S. Navy and the Marine Corps. Over and back will be called. A turnover right off the jump here for the second quarter. It'll go right back to Jackson, down by 8. T-Wolves will throw it in. That's Seamus Williams. Stops on the logo. Goes to Mason Engen. Back to Williams again. He'll kind of turn the corner. Corner jumper, no, by Engen. And a foul called off the rebound. We're going back the other way. This is going to be a foul on Jackson.
Yeah, I think they're going to call Seamus Williams for a little bit of a push in the back to get that rebound.
That's his first personal and the first team foul here of the second quarter.
I don't know if Jackson has an offensive rebound this game.
Yeah. Coming down. How about this one? Laying up. No. Foul call coming in. That can be 2 on. Who came down and got him? Yep. It's going to be on Devin Freeman. For Freeman, that's his first personal foul. First team foul of the quarter. Again, in high school basketball, as of last year, 5 team fouls each quarter, then you reset. And once you get to 5, you go to the bonus. No 1-and-1 anymore. You go to 2 shots. First free throw is good for Mason Engen. Makes it a 7-point ball game.
I want to mention that the bleachers are what's shaking, not the equipment.
I thought that was you.
Yeah.
Restless leg syndrome.
Yeah.
Next free throw's good. The lead is 6. Yeah, the bleachers have a tendency to shake when people are going up and down the
walkways.
Yeah. But we'll soldier on. Nice feed inside. A foul's going to be called. Ooh, I'm not sure.
Well,
Steve Johnson.
Coach Johnson does not like it.
No. Of course, our official here made that call from.
Yeah, I think he's claiming that. Yeah, I think he's claiming that Hawkeye Delgado is entitled to his space on the floor, and he was just standing there with his hands up, and they're still having a conversation about it.
But guess what? Hawkeye gets his first personal, second team.
And normally, guys wearing the stripes don't care what you're saying anyway.
They win all of those. So this is Daniel Ngazo at the free throw line for the Vikings. Lake Stevens coming in at 2-2 in league play, 4-7 overall. Next free throw is good. They lost to Arlington, a game we were at on a Tuesday night. The Eagles pick up the win there.
Well, that's when you had a color guy that really knew what he was doing, Coach Brown.
Coach Brown, the former coach at Arlington, working that game that evening. Long outside. Wow. Goslin buries it.
That was downtown.
It was.
That was about 6 feet off the three-point line.
Yeah, he felt that one, and it went in. That heat check worked on that one. It's up to only a 5-point lead now for Lake Stevens. Ball goes out of bounds.
I'll pull a name out of the hat here. You'll remember that used to take those threes that deep in this year. That was a Kingma 3.
That's a Kingma 3.
My God, he would just launch them from everywhere.
Yep.
Fun to watch.
And they would go in most of the time, too. Both of them. All of them. All the Kings.
Yeah, the boys and girls.
Boys and girls, didn't matter. They could all shoot the rock.
Yeah, we have a big event here next Friday, the inaugural class of the Jackson Sports Hall of Fame, and Christy Kingma is in the inaugural class.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, off the top of your head, do you know all the inductees?
I pretty much do. Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it as we go along.
I should. I'm on the board. I should know it.
You should know it. Okay. We'll bring that up as we go along here through the evening. We've got a doubleheader, so we'll parse out the info the limited info that we have. Jackson going in. That's Williams. Won't go for Seamus Williams. And another defensive rebound here for Lake. Going in, looking for an offensive foul. They're not going to get it. The miss there by Nagaso. Here's Williams out of backcourt. Kicks it back out. Goslin, can he hit another one? No. This one misses. Pepin with the board. Blocked from behind by Freeman. And up the floor we go. Pierpoint. For spin move by Pierpoint. Stripped away. Said, give me the ball.
Yeah, Laird Christensen.
Nice job there defensively.
By the sophomore.
That's Williams. Goslin. Ooh, almost an overplay. It was an overplay, but he almost got the steal. Goslin again, 13 to shoot. He will. Long, outside three, won't go. Pepin had it, and then he got fouled.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a delayed call. Coach Johnson and staff were asking for it, and finally it came.
So this will be called on Lake Stevens Brody Pierpoint. That's his second personal foul. Second team, so both teams even up at 2 each. 5:45 to go. First half, Pierpoint will sit. And Yeki Bekele will check in for him. Goslin throws it in for the Timberwolves. They thought there was a foul. It was either blocked or got fouled, one of the two, and the ball didn't go in for Pepin, and it's cleared out by Lake Stevens. Corner, jumper on the way, rattles and goes. That is Daniel Nzaho. Puts it up and in. Steve Johnson wanted a foul on the other end 2 plays ago. You got to get those quick. Jackson with it. Mason Engen. Now Williams. He'll go to Goslin. They kind of work the perimeter here. Zone defense by Lake. Going in for the lay-in. No, by Engen. And foul's going to be called. No, they're going to go out of bounds.
Out of bounds. They're going to give it to Lake Stevens. Yeah, this zone that Lake Stevens is running, giving Jackson fits, they just really don't have an answer for it. Johnson's probably in the timeout in the quarter telling them that you got to reverse the ball, you got to move the ball a little bit quicker and faster, and then find those creases in that zone.
Yeah, they can't find a way to get inside. Just keep working the perimeter, which is fine if all the shots are going off. And there's I was going to almost say an unforced error, but it was a pretty good defense there.
And one thing about this Jackson team this year is they don't have a lot of size and a really big inside presence, so it makes it a little tougher against this zone to get to work that ball into the interior.
Seamus Williams with it. The lead is 8 for Lake Stevens, equaling their biggest lead of the game. Jackson's led by as much as 5 in the game. Underneath, no. Won't go for Pepin. Cleared by Lake. Freeman pull up. Yes. On the other end, Devin Freeman takes it. And we're going to have a timeout called by Lake Stevens. We step out. 4:24 to go in the first half. The lead is 10. Biggest lead of the game for Lake Stevens. Back after this timeout.
Bickford Ford is celebrating 90 years in business in Snohomish, Washington. When they opened their doors in 1934, things looked a little different. But their commitment to the community and their customers hasn't changed a bit. So when you're in the market for a new vehicle, electric, gas, or something in between, start at the place you can trust. Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership, Bickford Ford, on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
Seattle Sports on 710 is your radio home for the Seattle Mariners.
Back, and over the wall for a home run!
Every home run, every strikeout, every Mariners win.
Swing and a miss and a slider, strike 3, and it's over.
And catch the game on your smartphone. Download the Seattle Sports app to stream the radio broadcast of every Mariners game.
Goodbye, baseball! A walk-off 2-run home run!
Seattle Sports is your home for the Mariners.
Not too bad.
Yeah, either way.
Welcome back. Glad you're with us here on What Would You Rather Be Doing Than Being in the Gym watching high school basketball on a Friday night. Tom Lafferty with Joel Vincent. Todd Elvig at the controls here this evening at Jackson and Mill Creek. And Jackson's having a fun time, except they're down by 10. And then here's a steal. Almost a travel. Steve Johnson wanted a double dribble or a travel, didn't get it.
Well, the ball went out of bounds anyway, it appears.
Yeah, so it'll be turned over. Boy, Steve got up quick. He's still got some hops.
Yes, he does.
The Hall of Famer, yeah. And so I think he and the referee here in the corner had come to a mutual decision that I'll call the game and you stay seated. So here's...
That's good material. There's all.
Yeah, thanks. Seamus Williams. Good defense by Lake. You know, it's just giving them fits, this 2-3 zone. Cross-court, Goslin, they just can't find anything down low. But nobody's going down there. Everybody's working the outside. That's Rabe with 4 on the shot clock, puts it up and in. Well, that's the way you beat the zone defense.
Yeah, you're gonna beat it with ball movement, not by dribbling or not by holding the ball.
Here comes Freeman. Boy, he's fast. Comes down. They're going to get Williams. Are they going to get Williams or Goslin?
I think that's anybody's guess at this moment. Okay, they give it to Goslin.
Okay. Yeah, Joey Goslin picks up the foul on the way down there. Freeman he gets the rebound, then he puts the floor on the pedal to the metal, and down he goes.
Well, like Todd was talking to us about, he just makes his floor look short.
Yep.
As fast as he's going.
Yep. First one won't go for Freeman.
Isn't Freeman another one of those players? Seems like they've been around for 5 years.
He's been around a while. Well, no. Maybe it's a brother. He's a sophomore.
Oh.
Made one of the 2 free throws. The foul again was on Goslin, his third team foul on the Timberwolves. So Icorn is out there for Jackson along with Seamus Williams, Drew Pepin, Joey Goslin, and Jackson Rabe, and a bad pass. Goslin, if he was about 9 feet tall, maybe he gets that one too high. That one goes out of bounds. It'll be turned back over to Lake Stevens. They're going with Yeki Bekele, Devin Freeman out there. Ryland Gerhardt, first time we've seen him on the evening, and outside shot. How about Daniel Negasso? We've been saying his name a couple of times, and he buries a 3 right there.
Yeah,
opens up a 12-point lead.
Yeah, one from the wing right there. He buried one from the corner earlier.
So here is Jackson with it, trying to find an answer. They get to Pepin. He can't get it. He's just kind of been short-arming the lay-ins under there.
Yeah, Jackson's had a tough time tonight as well, finishing at the basket, right? A couple times they've been fouled, and that's understandable. But I think they have 2 or 3 missed lay-ins as well. So they're going to need to finish those, and those will be crucial.
So here is Drew Pepin at the free throw line. Foul was on Tyson Bell, his third team foul. Team fouls all even at 3 each. 2:46 to go. First half, Drew Pepin. Next free throw good. It's 10-point, the lead. Freeman into front court. They've got Williams on him defensively. We'll go over to Bekele. Dribbles across the top of the... I'm not sure that was supposed to be a shot. It was kept alive and knocked out of bounds by Ryland Gerhardt.
I think it was an errant pass. I'm going to chalk it up to an errant pass.
Yeah. Either way, but it would go down as a shot on goal.
Oh, absolutely.
And a rebound. So here's Jackson now, down by 10. Williams, cross court, elevate. Icorn, no.
Yeah, that's the look you want, though. You skip that ball over the top, get an open look, but you got to knock it down.
Here's Freeman again. He comes down, spins, kicks it back out. Wide open 3. Bekele buries it. That's just good court awareness by Freeman. Turn around. There's a wide open guy. Yeah, he's 8 feet further out, but you know what? Bang, down it goes. Nobody on him. It happens on the other end, too. Jackson Rabe buries the 3.
Yeah, he answers with his own 3.
So it was a 13-point lead. Lake Stevens momentarily had their biggest lead of the game. Battle for the board here. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be last touch by Lake Stevens. It'll be Jackson basketball.
Yeah, right now Jackson just really doesn't have an answer for Freeman, whether it be in the transition game or him creating down here in the offensive end in the half court. he's giving the Timberwolves fits.
Williams brings it up. He kind of looks like he's in some kind of distress. Williams, he's working hard is what he's doing, playing defense. Here's a shot on the way. Goslin buries another one. It works from the left. It also works from the right side. Bad pass down floor, but it's going to be knocked away here by Jackson. It'll be Lake Stevens basketball. Minute 27 to go in the first half. What was a 13-point lead is a 7-point lead now. Corner inbounds. As they work looking for Freeman, he goes into backcourt, but it was last touch there by Williams. As Freeman brings it into front court, goes into the paint, and the foul is going to be called. He just draws the foul.
Mm-hmm.
He knew where he was going. So we're going to have a timeout. Yeah, we're going to have a timeout called here by Lake Stevens.
Did they let us know who the foul was on?
I think it was on. The foul was on Williams.
Okay.
Or was it on Pierpoint?
They've got it up on the board as Williams. So that's his second. So
yeah.
There's this limited amount of time left here. Williams going to have to be careful, or Coach Johnson's going to have to get him out so he doesn't pick up that third one before the half. It looks like they're going to put in Engen for Williams for this last little stretch.
You just have to, right?
Yeah, you just can't afford to get that third foul right here in this last few moments of the half.
But he's also your spark plug too.
Yeah, he's your defensive leader. He's your point guard. You just can't afford to have him get that third foul right before the half.
No, minute 15 to go in the half, so minimal damage, you hope, if you're Steve Johnson.
Well, and his Engen, the subs for him, just gets a steal.
There you go. Worth it. But he almost had it stolen back, but down it goes.
And another missed lay-in.
Pepin can't hit the lay-in. Cleared out by Bekele. He feeds it in the corner. That's Nagaso. Goes to the baseline. He's really never had the handle. From the time he received the pass, he was now, well, I guess he's not going to be out very long.
Well, but now you're going to offense.
Yeah.
And so now you want him in for this offensive set. And you're probably just going to tell him after this set, be really careful when you come back down to this end.
Yep. Situational substituting. Steve Johnson's been doing that for a long time.
Yeah, he's kind of good at it.
Yeah. That's Joey Goslin. Looks cross court to Pepin. Pepin's been just ice cold underneath. They'll feed it to him. Of course, now goes to Pepin again. He can't get it. And the rebound by Freeman. Outlet this time. Nagaso goes in, laying up and good.
Oh, no.
Offensive
They're
foul.
call player control foul.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. He said 13, but it's black 1. It's going to be Daniel Nagaso picks up the foul. His first personal foul. Both teams at 4 with just 33 seconds to go. Here's Williams. About a 2-second differential to the shot clock and game clock. 21 to shoot. Eichhorn. Williams out on the logo. 14 to shoot. Seamus Williams. Dribbling, going through. Who's got it? Stolen away. And then the ball's going to.
I was going to say a trip here.
Yeah, I think it is going to be. Yeah. So this is going to be on Joey Goslin.
And that's the fifth one, like you were talking about earlier.
Yep.
So now we're going to shoot 2 shots at the free throw line.
Right. So you're allowing him to score with the clock stopped. That Goslin just picked up his second, too.
But that does give you 9 seconds coming back.
Right.
You might get a decent look.
Freeman. Boy, that's a flat shot. First one won't go. Now they're going to put some different guys in there. Lake Stevens is. Gabe Allenson. You don't want to pick up fouls in the other either.
You're going to sub a couple of your starters out so they don't pick up a foul in this last 9 seconds.
Yeah. And you're hoping that if you're Steve Johnson that Seamus Williams doesn't pick up a foul. No, he picks up the ball. He'll bring it out of back court. Behind the back dribble. Twice. They're slapping at the ball. He gets it stolen away. Long shot won't go. This is a very entertaining ball game.
So far. So far.
Fast. Very fast. 31-24 the score. We're at halftime. Lake Stevens They've traveled here to Mill Creek, and they've got the lead at the half, 31-24. We'll come back second half coming up. Thanks for being with us on a Friday night. Doubleheader coming up. We've got the girls' action to follow here at Mill Creek, and we will come back right here on STSPN.com.
Seattle Sports on 710 is your radio home for the Seattle Mariners.
Back, and over the wall for a home run.
Every home run, every strikeout, every Mariners win.
Swing and a miss and a slider, strike three, and it's over.
And catch the game on your smartphone. Download the Seattle Sports app to stream the radio broadcast of every Mariners game.
Goodbye, baseball. A walk-off two-run home run.
Seattle Sports is your home for the Mariners.
Bickford Ford is celebrating 90 years in business in Snohomish, Washington. When they opened their doors in 1934, things looked a little different. But their commitment to the community and their customers hasn't changed a bit. So when you're in the market for a new vehicle, electric, gas, or something in between, start at the place you can trust. Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership, Bickford Ford, on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
At Capelli Cabinetry, it's not just wood. It's the start of something beautiful. Each grain tells a story, each piece crafted with care, because to us, it's more than just a cabinet. It's a legacy. Our passion is creating cabinetry that reflects your unique style and stands the test of time. Crafted in Snohomish, where every piece becomes a part of your story. Capelli Cabinetry, crafting excellence one cabinet at a time.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection. But at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
The future is threatened by enemies often unrelenting,
Marines, get these people out of here. It's gonna be all right.
unexpected, and unpredictable.
Stay alert, Marines.
In the midst of an uncertain and evolving world, the need for Marines to defeat these shifting threats is critical.
Enemy drone down.
Because the need to ensure stability for our nation has never been greater.
Sending coordinates now. Target acquired.
When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Come with us. The new generation. The next level. Sending it big.
You're in for a good run. Let's go.
Come with us to the track, to the trails, to the slopes, to the surf, to the fight, to the race. Look at this! To the 4 a.m. starts, training harder, pushing further, hitting back, hard. To the fans, to the followers, and the haters. Come with us to the blood, to the sweat, and the broken bones. Cue rehab. We never quit. We never give up. We take control. To the world titles. To the world's first.
The world's best.
UFC strawweight champion.
Come with us. We're just getting started.
It's going to be so much fun. I promise you.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back, and you know that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
Full practice, Witch Doctor, request immediate hot extract. Take it on.
Here on the team, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boat.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
Seattle Sports on 710 is your radio home for the Seattle Mariners.
Back, and over the wall for a home run!
Every home run, every strikeout, every Mariners win.
Swing and a miss and a slider, strike three, and it's over.
And catch the game on your smartphone. Download the Seattle Sports app to stream the radio broadcast of every Mariners game.
Goodbye, baseball! A walk-off two-run home run!
Seattle Sports is your home for the Mariners.
For every
By
generation,
Seamus Williams. Outside Goslin. Three. Bang. Down and in by Devin Freeman. Freeman, he goes through, step through move, and lays it up and in. Looking to throw it in. They get it in, and Banker off the glass and in. Your point. Pull up jumper from 18. Yes. Down and go. Another rebound by Lake Stevens. They're kind of clearing the boards here as they get it down for a scoop. Lay it up and in. Rabe missed it. Grabbed down by nice move there by Devin Freeman down the floor. And Lake Stevens likes to step through a move and likes a little rattler on the inbounds as they go down to Seamus Williams. He gets rid of the ball and gets it over. But then Eichhorn will save it, gets it to Ray. Back to Eichhorn on the inbounds and lays it up and in. About 2.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. He goes to the floor. Shot of the way. The bank is open. Baseline. Oh, he found a seam down there and laid it up and 10-point lead. Going in, that is Pepin. Pepin with the comes down, two bodies on the floor. I think there's a 2-point takedown. Coach at Arlington working that game that evening. Long outside, Goslin buries it. Corner, jumper on the way, rattles and goes. That is corner, jumper on the way, rattles and goes. That is Daniel Pepin. Cleared by Lake. Freeman pull up. Yes. Everybody's working the outside. That's Ray with 4 on the shot clock, puts it up and in. First time we've seen him on the evening. An outside shot. How about Daniel Degas? Comes down, spins, kicks it back out. Wide open 3. Bekele buries it easy. 8 feet further out, but you know what? Bang, down it goes. Nobody on him. It happens on the input. Doing it playing defense. Shot of the way. Goslin buries another one. And the rebound by Freeman. Outlet this time. Nicasio goes in, lay it up and good.
You buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
And welcome back. Halftime here at Jackson High School with the Jackson Timberwolves and the Lake Stevens Vikings doing battle in the boys game, girls game to follow. Welcome back, Tom Lafferty, along with Joel Vincent. Halftime score, Lake Stevens 31, Jackson 24. Daniel Nagaso leads all scores with 13 points, leading Lake Stevens. Joey Goslin has 9 points for the Jackson Timberwolves. And Coach Joel Vincent working the game with me tonight. Lake Stevens is just playing great defense against Jackson.
Yeah, and they're doing it in a couple phases. They're getting up and down the floor. They've been great in transition, but they're also great in the half court with Freeman creating stuff off the dribble and being able to dish to guys that are open and hit some threes. And their defense, their 2-3 zone, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, is just giving Jackson fits. So I'm sure Coach Johnson schemed some stuff up, and we'll see a little bit different looks against that zone this half. Because if I'm Lake Stevens, I'm not going away from that zone until Jackson makes it, right? So,
right. Yeah,
so
you have to make them do it, right?
Yeah, you got to make them do it. And so Jackson's got their work cut out for him here the second half for sure.
So here we go. Second half possession. Jackson will start with the basketball, moving to our right in the home white uniforms trimmed in gold or green and black. And that's Seamus Williams with the basketball. As they kind of do a little weave here, Joey Goslin, Drew Pepin, who was pretty silent there in that first half, leading scorer for the Jackson Timberwolves. Williams, 13 to shoot. Little step through move, blocked out of there by Devin Freeman. Kept alive, though, by Goslin. Ball goes out of bounds. I think they're going to say it's going to stay on this end. 6 to shoot on the inbounds now for the Timberwolves. Again, pretty good defense. Keeping them out from under the hoop. Inbounds to Williams. 5 to shoot. Goslin shoots and hits the three.
Well, that's the start you want if you're the Timberwolves.
They puts it up, and it's a 4-point lead. As much as a 13-point lead for Lake Stevens, that dwindles now to just 4 points. Jackson has led by 5 in the early going, and then Lake Stevens took control. See what the Vikings do here. Moving to our left, they're in the black jersey, traveling jersey, trimmed in white and gold. Devin Freeman, the speedster, top of the key. Switches hands, goes in, off balance, no, foul called. He just steps on the jets, hits that afterburner, and kind of flies by the defender.
Yeah, and he just cuts so quickly, too.
So Freeman, he's a sophomore, too, 6'3" sophomore.
Yeah, that foul, Tom, is on Jackson Ray. That's his first foul.
Okay, and first team foul of this third quarter. And Devin Freeman goes to the free throw line. Yeah, it's a nice building block for Alex Iverson over the next couple of years with Devin Freeman. And hits the free throw. 5-point lead, 32-27, 59 seconds into the third quarter. Girls game to follow between the Timberwolves and the Vikings. Next one is good. Here comes Jackson again. Still in backcourt.
Little half-court trap.
And it works. It's going to be stolen. Going in, lay it up, missed. Follow-up there. The miss was by Tillman. The follow-up by Nagazo, who now has 15 points in the ball game. You want a guy there that's going to pick up the trash, right? Goslin tries to answer. Won't go. High in the air, grabbing the rebound is Freeman from the Vikings. Pull-up jumper on the way. Looked nice, wouldn't go. Rebound grabbed down. Pepin will get credit for the rebound. Now to Seamus Williams. He steps through, puts it up, won't go. Foul called. So I think Seamus Williams is going to have to earn him at the free throw line. Daniel Nagazo will pick up the foul. That'll be Devin Freeman. He put up two ones instead of 1-1. That's a second on Freeman. So out of bounds. They say he was not in the act of shooting, so it'll be a common foul. Pepin has it, turns, faces. Boy, he's just ice cold tonight. It won't go for Drew Pepin.
But for Jackson, he's got to keep shooting. Because he's one of their main guys.
Yeah, Goslin misses. No, excuse me, on the other end.
When Williams goes coast to coast.
Yeah, that's Williams going coast to coast. It looked like Goslin was tapping it up down here. I think he almost was going to get the rebound. Here's a steal. Grabbed by Williams. He goes to the floor. Foul is going to be called on Freeman. His second consecutive foul here.
Well, now he has 3. That's big.
Yeah.
That's big for Lake Stevens.
It looks like Alex Iverson will send Tyson Bell in, and Freeman will have to have a seat. This one that just happened is didn't need to happen.
No.
Just step away and let the guy have his.
Yeah, that was more a frustration thing. The ball gets turned over. You try to D them up deep down in their own end, and probably don't have to.
Right.
And you pick up that foul, and it becomes your third, and now you're going to sit for a little bit.
Here's what we don't have in gyms anymore. Towels.
Oh, yeah, with Normally, remember in the old days, used to be some little kids.
Yep.
And they usually have a room with towels on it, and then if they got called out, they'd go.
Right. And nobody on benches has towels.
Yeah, my kids still talk about that. We went to the state tournament back in the day when I was coaching for Coach Johnson, and my boys got to sit under the basket at the state tournament and do the towel stuff. They still talk about it. That's
awesome. But nobody on the benches has towels because nobody takes a shower after the game. Everybody goes home, right?
I'm not going there with you. That is true.
I know this is from the old days, but used to be you had towels all over the building, and you don't anymore. Okay, we're done as they finally got the wet spot mopped up.
Ooh,
and here's a nice follow-up.
Yeah. Good putback by Engen.
Mason Engen off the miss by Rabe.
It's one of the few times tonight we just have not seen Lake Stevens box off and get that rebound.
4-point lead for the Vikings. Give it to Nagazo, and he's going to get fouled.
I think they're going to get Engen there.
Yep. Mason Engen picks up the foul. That's his first personal foul. Both teams at 2 team fouls. We're at 5:17 to play. Third quarter. 4-point lead. And here's a steal. Grabbed by Pepin. Brings it down. Goes in. Won't go. Tap up. No. Third time. No. One's by Pepin. 2 by Williams. And none of those would go down. And they're going to whistle this foul on Brody Pierpoint.
Yeah. Drew Pepin just looked over to the bench, and the coaches were shaking his head, and they were just yelling back at him, just keep shooting.
Keep shooting.
Keep shooting. They'll eventually go in. But you can't give up.
Third personal on Pierpoint. First free throw good for Williams.
Boy, Freeman didn't sit very long, Tom. He's back in here.
No, he goes in, and Yeki Bekele will go to the bench down next to Alex Iverson for the Vikings. Williams will get another. Good. 35-33. So what was once a 13-point lead is the deuce right now. Freeman. Well, I thought he was going to go up for the shot. Instead, going in, they're going to call an offensive foul. They're going to call the foul on Brian Tillman.
Yeah, good job there by Jackson Rabe establishing position, and you know it's coming. It's not going to be pleasant, but he stood his ground and drew that charge, and it's going to be Jackson's ball going the other way.
Chance to take the lead with a 3 ball. A 2 will tie it. So here comes Williams calling play number 5 with his right hand. That's Jackson Rabe. Now to Joey Goslin. Back to Williams again. Swings it back out. Going in. Step through move. They like that Euro step, but it won't go this time for Mason Engen. And Freeman grabs the rebound for Lake Stevens. Vikings with it. Freeman goes in, and they're going to get Goslin for the foul. A little bit too vociferously with the hands in there trying to affect the ball. Not a hard foul, but that's the third foul.
And Goslin disagrees.
Yep.
And he's looking over here at the bench.
No move yet. Unless there's somebody hidden in front of the score.
No, I did not see anybody get up to report, so I think they're going to leave him out there.
First free throw good for Freeman. The lead is 3. Well, it's awful early to be getting 3 personal fouls, and he's going to leave him out there. Goslin's in there. Both free throws good. The lead is 4. Here's William. Ooh. They're going to call an illegal screen on Pepin. You know what? It was awkward looking, but I think that's the right call. I think he kind of walked into him. It was kind of 3 people converged. Yep, they're going to call Drew Pepin for the foul.
Well, obviously, that's something this official crew is watching for. Right. That's the third time tonight that we've had a foul called on a guy setting a screen. So, both teams need to be aware of that and be minding their P's and Q's about how they're going to be setting those screens because the officials are definitely watching.
Screens are fine if you just stand there and hold your ground.
Yeah, you can't lean. You start leaning. You start sticking a knee out. That kind of stuff. You cannot do that.
Here's the little runner in with the right hand. Good. Tyson Bell for the Lake Stevens Vikings opens it up to a 6-point lead again. It was down to 2. Tillman over the right side in the corner there is Rabe. Goslin to Williams. Goslin again. How is it? Nope, won't go. They're going to call a foul underneath there. Mason Engen went up to get the rebound off the miss. We're going to have Hawkeye Delgado check in here momentarily, but Brian Tillman is going to be at the free throw line first. Joe Eichhorn going to check in as well. But they're going to wait for between free throws here before they beckon them to the floor. First one is good. Checking in the aforementioned Timberwolves and Ryland Gerhardt back in for Lake Stevens. Another one, it will go for Mason Engen. The lead is 4. 3:48 to play. Third quarter at Jackson High School. Girls game to follow. A Wesco 4A doubleheader. Feed it to Tillman. Looking for a screen. Tillman will just shoot. Short a little bit. Rebound to Gerhardt. Kicking the ball. They'll reset the 30. The ball was kicked. And so it will be at the baseline, out of bounds for Lake. Official looking for somebody, guys.
Someone's got to inbound the ball.
In a black shirt, please come and take the ball. Finally, Nagazo will do it. Looking on the inbounds to Freeman. After the kick, he got a reset of the 30-second clock. So they've got plenty of time there. Almost a bad pass there. Nagazo has it. Open look right there. Bang, down it goes for Tyson Bell. Buries that 3. And we got a volleyball. We were mixing our metaphors here. Suddenly a volleyball appeared on the floor. You don't see that every day.
No.
Did that fall from the rafters? I know there's most gyms have a volleyball or two stuck in the rafters.
Yeah, or dodgeball or something stuck up there.
Jackson basketball. Corner jumper, 3. Down it goes. Jackson Rabe buries it. Makes it a 4-point lead again. Inside 3 minutes to play. Third quarter.
You hit a few more threes like that, it might get Lake Stevens out of that zone.
But they haven't yet. That's Tyson Bell to Gerhardt. Overplay on the defense, knocked out of bounds by Engen.
Engen's put a pretty nice quarter together here.
Yep.
Been a big spark plug for the Timberwolves here.
Nagazo will throw it in. 15 on the shot clock. The lead is 4 for the Vikings. Give it to Freeman. He'll kick it in the corner. 3 on the way. That's an air ball. Won't go, but back up. No, that won't go either. So the miss by Bell in the corner. And now who's the foul going to be on? It's going to be on Hawkeye. Delgado will pick up the foul. That's his second personal foul. Both teams at 5, so we're going to be in the bonus the rest of this third quarter. Nagazo at the free throw line hits the first. Leading scorer in the ball game. They're kind of joking with the officials. Tell our guys to rebound better. Next free throw, good. Hit them both. Back out now to a 6-point lead. Game of runs. Jackson makes a run, gets within 2, and then Lake Stevens pulls away again. Delgado to Eichhorn. Now Seamus Williams. Back to Eichhorn again. 13 to shoot. Williams has it going in against the zone defense. It won't go. The scoop lay-in. Rebound grab down by Engen. Outlet pass goes off of the fingertips and out of bounds. We'll go back the other way. Jackson will have it. Maybe a little too greedy there. Work the ball and bring it up.
But, boy, don't they look to get out and run every chance they get.
Do. Joey Goslin back in for the Timberwolves. In the corner. Goslin, here's a rifle of pass into hands of Freeman. Problem is he plays with the other team. He's wearing a black shirt. Boy, they pass quickly, too. Freeman. Now Gerhardt. Back to Freeman again. He's open. 3 on the way. Rims out. Won't go. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Lake Stevens. It'll be Jackson basketball. And so Jackson making some substitutions here. Jackson Rabe will go to the bench. Drew Pepin out there along with Williams, Goslin, Mason Engen. That's Williams with it. Changes direction. Back in the corner. No, won't go in the corner there for Engen, but kept alive by Goslin. Re-rack of the shot clock. Coming up on a minute to play in the third quarter. Goslin open three. No. And Eichhorn grabs the rebound. Back down, up and in. Count the bucket and one.
Yeah, two really big plays there by Joe Eichhorn. He taps the ball out to Goslin to keep the ball and get another possession, steal another possession, and then he has a great pass there to Engen.
And Engen will go to the free throw line, and the foul is called on Tyson Bell, his second personal. We're in the bonus, so 2 shots coming up here. Anyway, this is 1 shot because it was the and one. So Engen will try to pull him to within 3, and he does not. Clunks it off the front of the iron. And the rebound grabbed down by Gerhardt. Out of backcourt comes Bekele to Gerhardt again. Goes right side, ball went out of bounds.
Good idea, backdoor pass. They got the overplay out there on the wing by the Jackson defender. They just could not connect there on that backdoor pass.
So 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Coming up, we'll talk in the fourth quarter about the new Jackson Sports Hall of Fame. Their initial class going in here next Friday. Coach will talk about that when we go to the fourth quarter. But right now, still some basketball to play in the third quarter. And a 3-ball up and in for Joe Eichhorn. It's a 1-point game. 14 seconds to go. Bekele goes down to Nagazo, goes in, reverse lay-in, no. Grabbed by Gerhardt. His lay-in is up and in. 4 seconds to go. Williams out of back court, into front court. It'll count. If it goes, it does.
Little back and forth there at the end.
And it's a 46-all tie as we head to the fourth quarter. Lake Stevens and Jackson right here at STSPN.com.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
Well, Jackson outscores Lake Stevens 22-15 in that third quarter, and we are all deadlocked at 46-all.
Should be an entertaining 8 minutes here, Tom, I think.
We'll see who's got the wherewithal to put a little run together and take control of this ball game. Lake Stevens led by as much as 13 points in the ball game. Jackson's led by 5 early on. See if we get a lead change here. But it'll be Lake Stevens starting the second half. The shot won't go. Missed by Pierpoint. And the rebound grabbed down by Williams to Goslin. Is it a lead for Jackson? No. Freeman grabs the rebound for Lake Stevens. Vikings bring it up. Pierpoint being kind of chested as he goes to the baseline on the dribble. 16 to shoot. They work right side Tillman. Back out on top. 3 on the way. Down it goes. Brody Pierpoint. Brody Pierpoint with the bucket. It's back out to a 3-point lead for Lake Stevens. Now Williams got a little stutter of the feet. Goes to Eichhorn, back to Williams again. Steps around the defender and puts it in.
What a pretty move.
Beautiful move. And the defender didn't go to help out there, and it was left an open lane to the hoop. 1 point lead for Lake Stevens. Pierpoint, push foul is going to be called. Ball's going to be out of bounds.
That was on Joe Eichhorn.
Yeah, Eichhorn picks up the foul. That's his first personal foul. First team foul of this fourth quarter. Common foul, so out of bounds here for Lake. I'm not sure why everybody's congregated over here by the bench, just talking to coach, I guess. Little lull in the action, so inbounds here for Lake Stevens. As they work it around the perimeter here. Open shot on the way, won't go. A miss by Tillman. Tap up, won't go as well. Ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Lake. It'll be Jackson High School basketball. Here come the T-Wolves. Chance for the lead. Down by 1. Tough defense here by Lake Stevens. Williams with it. To work it in the corner. Now down to Pepin again as the ball knocked away. Just not a good night for Drew Pepin. Just hasn't been going well. Freeman brings it up. Now to Pierpoint. To Bekele. Goes to the baseline. That's closed off. Kick back out. Intercepted. Intercepted by Goslin up the floor. Here they come. Pull-up jumper. Eichhorn. No, won't go. Follow-up. No, won't go. Finally, Pepin on the second opportunity off the offensive rebound. Puts it up and in. And the lead has been given to Lakes or to Jackson now. And now what are we talking about the clock or? So the officials trying to get the score's right. Pretty sure. Both coaches are up. As Evan Cherlin's talking to the guys at the table down here of 785 years of
the brain trust. Those guys have been working that table for a long time.
That's right. Since the timer clock was a sweeping hand instead of numbers.
Careful, Tom. Now you're really dating yourself.
I know. Okay. So I think we got it all set up. And okay, we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame here in a moment. They keep making it a close basketball game.
That's fine.
Inbounds. Here we go. Pierpoint brings it up for Lake Stevens. Still leading, or down by 1. Down by 1. Vikings working the ball. Goes to Tillman. Tillman, they're going to call the foul on Mason Engen will get it. He went to the floor, but they're going to call him for the foul. That's his second personal foul. And the second team foul here of this fourth quarter. 1 point lead on their home floor for Jackson. The inbound goes to Bell. Bell looks to get rid of the ball. He does. Brian Tillman now to Freeman. He'll take it through all the defenders. And the foul is going to be called. Joey Goslin.
That whistle was late.
Yeah. After he had already gone down. If it had gone in, he wouldn't have blown it, I think. And they're going to call the foul on Joe Eichhorn. And that'll put Freeman at the free throw line. I keep thinking somebody's going to call a timeout here, but they haven't yet. I think they're just going to let him play. Freeman, free throw, number 1 is good. Ties us at 50.
Yeah, we're not going to see that timeout until there's a coach here that feels like they're losing a little bit of momentum or there's a big swing and he's got to calm things down. Both teams are kind of in a groove right now offensively. They're kind of trading baskets, so I don't think we're going to see that timeout until we see some kind of swing.
Lake Stevens now with the lead at 51-50. 5:16 to play.
And here's that half-court trap again. We'll see how Jackson handles it.
As Williams brings it into front court now. Goes to Engen. Now to Goslin here on the near side. Back to Williams again, 14 to shoot. Williams, little stutter step move, goes into traffic, gets it off to Rabe, back out for Goslin, elevates for a three, won't go. Kept alive there by Jackson Rabe, grabbed by Williams. Fresh 30 on the shot clock, goes in. Scoop lay-in, no. Blocked there by Freeman. Outlet pass up the floor, goes to Pierpoint, goes in. He gets fouled on the way down there. Nice job by Freeman to get the block, and then Pierpoint says, let's go.
Yeah, they get that block, and they're out in transition really fast.
And the foul's going to be on Jackson Rabe, his second personal. Already 4 team fouls on Jackson, none on Lake Stevens. First free throw, though, won't go for Pierpoint. And he will get another. So Lake Stevens will get the bonus the rest of the way. That could come into, especially a 2-point game, big time.
And it means Lake Stevens got some fouls to give.
Right. Williams kind of stayed in backcourt. That almost could have been an over and back.
Yeah, that was a good job by Engen there not to throw it to him.
Yeah, I'm not going to throw it to him right now. That's Goslin. Pepin gets it back, goes in, splits a couple of defenders, puts up a hook shot in. And we're tied at, first time tonight we've been tied at 52 all, 4:11 to play. Freeman brings it up. Goes around a screen, set by Pierpoint. Spins, puts it up. Too hard, no. Ball goes out of bounds. Oh. I like the people that are 108 feet away who think that they know who went off a fingertip. That one I had no idea. So it's going to be out of bounds for Lake Stevens at the baseline. All tied at 52 all. And are they going to discuss who they thought it went off of? What do you think? I don't know. I'm not sure what they're...
I think they're talking about the shot clock.
Oh, whether or not to reset it?
Yeah.
I don't think there was a change of possession.
Yeah, they've still got it at 15 seconds, so they're not going to reset it.
No, 3:59 to play in the game. Inbounds pass. And he traveled, Yep, Tyson Bell traveled with the basketball. And so the turnover gives it over to Jackson. Tied at 52. That's Williams and Goslin playing catch across the timeline. Out close to the midcourt stripe. In fact, bad pass goes. Pepin can't handle it. It's going to go into the hands of Freeman. Spin move by Freeman. Spins again. Kicks it in the corner, going in, laying up. No. Tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Lake Stevens. It'll be Jackson basketball. So out of bounds for the Timberwolves. 3.5 minutes to play in regulation time here. This game's got overtime written all over it.
The JV game went overtime. That's why they were a little bit under the gun to get started, and we were a little bit late.
Out of backcourt, here comes Freeman, goes in, dumps it down low, laying up and in. Brian Tillman, timeout called here by Alex Iverson. We'll keep it right here. Let's talk about the new Jackson Athletic Hall of Fame that's going to commence next week, right?
Yeah, next week the inaugural class will go in. We figured we've been a high school now for 30 years, and it was time. 30 years. Wow. Yeah. And so the first class will be comprised of individual athletes. We have a team going in, some coaches, and then we have one that's called a contributor. So if you bear with me here, I'll go down the list.
Okay.
We have swimmers John Cook and Nicole Lindberg. Football player Johnny Curtin. Girls basketball player Christy Kingma. Boys baseball player Travis Snyder. Cross-country distance runner state champion Dustin Duke. Pitcher extraordinaire softball player Ice Ileana De Jesus. Jason Todd, 2-time Gatorade State Player of the Year in basketball.
Jason Todd.
The 2006 undefeated 27-0 state championship baseball team is going in. And then the coaches will be Judy Montgomery, longtime tennis coach, and Eric Harushka, longtime, the only track and cross-country head coach we've had in our school's history. And they've had a lot of success. And then our contributor is John Aravalo, who is a longtime custodian here, who spent long hours getting everything ready, tearing everything down, helping us with banquets. Man, the guy was just a genuine help to everybody. and he's going to go in as well.
So that's going to happen a week from tonight, right?
Yeah, it's next Friday.
And it's a doubleheader basketball as well.
Right, and the induction will be on the gym floor between the two games.
Nice. So if you're in the area and you want to see that happen, or a Jackson alum, you can come on out. More the merrier. There's plenty of room. We're tied here. No, it's not. It's 54-52. Long outside. Gosling. Whoa!
Ha-ha!
So the lead changes for the fourth time, and it's a 1-point lead for Jackson on their home floor.
2.5 minutes to go here, Tom. This is going to be interesting.
This is going to be tight here. Brian Tillman has it. Give it to Freeman. He'll fade away, put it up, rattles off, won't go. And the rebound grabbed down by Goslin. Give it to Williams. And we have a timeout called here by Jackson, and we'll step out with 2:18 to play in the game. 55-54, Timberwolves by 1. Back with more after this.
Bickford Ford is celebrating 90 years in business in Snohomish, Washington. When they opened their doors in 1934, things looked a little different. But their commitment to the community and their customers hasn't changed a bit. So when you're in the market for a new vehicle, electric, gas, or something in between, start at the place you can trust. Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership, Bickford Ford, on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Here you go.
Here we go. 1-point lead. Timberwolves with the ball and the lead with 2:18 to play.
Tighten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go. Drew Pepin. Seamus Williams with the basketball. He'll get it to Engen. Back to Williams. Goslin shoots a three. Won't go. Who's got it? Grabbed by Freeman. Sorta. Finally, he does go around and blows by a couple of defenders. Puts it up. Won't go. Foul called on the way in. And he could give him the lead at the stripe. Well, he just puts on the afterburners, and he is gone. And you just kind of have to watch him go by and then reach out and grab hold. We're inside 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, this is when you get to the line, this point of the game, right? You got to knock these down.
First free throw won't go. All he can do now is tie it. The rebound was on Williams, his third. Yet to have a foul on Lake Stevens here in this quarter. Next free throw can't hit either one. Wow. So here comes Jackson. Minute 50 to go. They have a 1-point lead. Williams with it. Bounce pass. Engen. Back to Williams again. Joey Goslin, 10 to shoot. Engen, Rabe, corner, Pepin, bang!
Been a tough night for Pepin, but he's knocked him down in this fourth quarter when he needed to.
They needed that badly. It's a 4-point lead. See what Lake Stevens can do here. They need at least a 2. They do. They go underneath. Nice pass by Pierpoint to Freeman.
Guess who? Mr. Freeman.
Mr. Freeman makes it a 2-point lead. Coming up on a minute to play. 2-point lead. 26 to shoot. I don't know if you take the air out of it. They look like they're slowing things down.
I think you slow it down, but if you get a good look, you don't turn it down.
Williams holding the ball. Mason Engen, 13 to shoot. Goslin, 10 to shoot. Not really looking towards the hoop. Now they're going to fight with the basketball. It's going to be stolen away. It's going through. Lay it good. Daniel Nagazo, 58 all. 35 seconds ago. A timeout called by Jackson. Let's keep it right here. Right there, they weren't all on the same page.
Yeah, two guys both looking at the ball thinking the other one was going to go get it, and neither one did. And Lake Stevens then gets a basket in transition. We're all tied up.
And Goswell says,
I'll take it. Neither one of you guys want it. I'll take it. Yeah.
And we're tied at 58.
And he's able to go down and finish, right?
Right.
So, but boy, the resiliency of Mr. Pepin, right? He had a rough game, just shooting the ball all game. And here in this fourth quarter, he's knocked down a couple shots that the Timberwolves needed him to hit. So it'll be interesting to see what these coaches put together here for this final stretch.
The coaches have been out meeting. Now Steve Johnson come down. He's only got 2 guys seated. Williams is standing. So is Pepin. Down on the other end, Alex Iverson. He is busily drawing things up.
Yeah, boy, those basketball coaches and their whiteboards, man, they can draw stuff up.
That's right.
That was a skill I never really mastered, I'll be honest. I was used to having a lot more X's and O's on my whiteboard than basketball.
So both teams, there was the first horn a moment ago. Here's the second, and off we go. Here comes Lake Stevens out. Here comes Jackson out. 58 all with 32 and a half seconds to play. I told you this thing had...
Yeah, so what do we got? We got about a 8-second differential, 8.5-second differential here on the shot clock.
Yep. So Goslin will throw it in. Williams, they're not defending the inbounds pass, so they'll give that to them.
They're going to come trap.
They tried to trap. Williams has it up by the logo. 18 to shoot. Williams still with it. Bounce pass. He wasn't expecting it. Engen wasn't there. Ball knocked in the backcourt. Grabbed by Williams again. 10 to shoot. 17 on the game clock. We're tied at 58. Out. Goslin on the way. Good! Timeout called by Jackson. Huge shot for Goslin.
Yeah, big shot from the wing. Coming right after. They almost turned the ball over on something that looked very similar from a couple possessions before. But then Goslin, just ice in his veins, knocks one down from the right wing and takes a 3-point lead here with 52 seconds.
No, you can't tell.
We're under that. I can't tell how much time we're at. But we got to be around under 20 seconds, I would think.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, they put the timeout up. That's one my bone of contention as well, if you want. Things that Tom doesn't like. Timing down the timeouts on the game clock. Or have a clock that has the game clock. At Everett Community College, the small clock is what counts down.
The timeouts, and then they leave the regular time on the main clock?
Yep.
Well, I would like that as well.
Okay. Can we see that last shot? Let's see if we can take a look at it. Huge shot by Goslin. Nothing but twine.
Yeah, that thing was pure.
Yep. So now they got to have a 3.
Yeah, and if you're Jackson, you don't mind. You'll give the layup. You'll give the layup.
Yep, 9.5 seconds to go.
And the big thing here is if the guy's driving for the layup, the last thing you want to do if you're Jackson is foul because you don't want to give it an M1.
Right.
So you're going to play tough defense. Don't get me wrong, but you're not going to go up and try to contest or block a lay-in here. You don't need to.
So out of bounds here.
You get a little more full court pressure to start that clock.
Here he comes out of back court. That's Tillman. Into front court, calls a timeout immediately.
And I'm going to look at the clock before they go to the other one. 6.6 seconds.
Yep. So they wanted to get up and set up a half-court inbounds play. And so you now you are taking a 3. You're not going to go for a lay-in. So both teams will gather. So they're deciding where the ball will be inbounded right in front of the
Lake Stevens
bench, yeah, to our left. Girls are waiting in the wings. The Lake Stevens girls down to our left. They're waiting. They're ready to go. Ready to play the next game. Well, they're going to have to wait till this one concludes.
What's Jackson girls' record?
Jackson girls are 2-2 in league play, 5-6 overall. Lake Stevens 4-0 in league play, 7-4 overall.
Okay. That'll be a good test for Lake Stevens, and it'll be a good barometer for the Jackson team to figure out where they're at to play this Lake Stevens team that seems to be putting together a pretty good start of the year.
Yeah, Zach Wild, one of the assistant coaches for down here for Lake Stevens, played at Snohomish. Tall guy in the white shirt.
I was going to guess he was probably the tall guy if he played basketball at Snohomish.
Yeah, yep. So inbounds here from this near side. Who are you going to get it to? Freeman? He's your guy?
And he's either going to take it or he's going to create something and kick it.
They get it on the inbounds, overplay defense. They have fouls to give. All you're doing is taking off a few tenths of the seconds, and that's good if you're Jackson. And now Lake Stevens, Brian Hansen will come in. Comes off the bench, cold. The Hawkeye Delgado is also going to come in. Well, what this means is they'll have to stop the clock. Free throw.
And you're going to get Delgado in now so that he can rebound this miss if it's a miss off this free throw.
Yep. You almost have to miss to kick it out. You can't afford another trip down the floor. You've got to get it to kick it out for the three. Tyson Bell missed the first one, hits the second one.
Okay, now if you're Jackson, you've got to get it inbounded.
They haven't yet. Give it on the inbound. I thought it was a travel.
Yeah, so did the Lake Stevens coaching staff.
Yeah. But a foul called immediately.
But that's where Lake's got them to give, so they can be super aggressive trying to deny this entry pass.
So the foul there was on Brian Hansen. He came in the designated fouler. They're worrying about each team with one timeout remaining. 3.9 seconds to go. And now a substitute coming in. Jackson Ray will come back in. Hawkeye Delgado will go to the bench. Freeman back in for Lake Stevens. Here comes Pierpoint back in for Lake Stevens. 3.9 seconds to go, 2-point lead. 61-59. Looking for a steal. Goslin will throw it in. Looking. Gets it into Williams. Foul called from behind. 3.1 seconds to go. Nagazo picks up the foul. Goslin will throw it in. Still looking. Timeout. Didn't have anybody open. He was feeling the pressure for that 5 second.
Yeah, well, that clock is counting down in your head when you're inbounding, and the last thing you want to do is turn the ball over here and give them a chance to hoist one up and tie this thing up or take the lead with the three, right? So this is really good timeout by Jackson. It'll give Coach Johnson some time to scheme up an inbounds play, possibly some type of screen action to get somebody open and get that ball in bounds. That's all they care about right now is just getting this ball in bounds.
And you got to be careful if you start, hey, let's throw it in long, and then nobody touches it, goes down there, then it's inbounded back down here.
Correct, and no time goes off the clock
until
the ball is touched in the court. So
3.1 seconds to go. Lake is back out. Jackson's back out. Goslin's still the trigger man at the baseline.
Now, because it was a made basket, he should be able to run the baseline.
Yeah, I think so. It was after a foul, though. On the inbounds now to Williams. They're going to converge on him with 0.6 of a second to go.
I like that play design by Coach Johnson. He fakes Williams going deep, and then Williams is actually curling back around.
Yep.
That was actually pretty well done.
They want Goslin to throw it deep, I think.
Throw it.
He will throw it. It's going to be grabbed by Williams, and that will be that. That'll bring us to the end of the game. 61-59. Jackson comes from 13 down and wins it over the Lake Stevens Vikings. We'll talk with our player of the game. I think it's going to be Joey Goslin, right? He hit that big three.
Well, he hit a number of threes.
Yeah. So we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk to him as our final score again. 61-59. Jackson beats Lake Stevens. Back with our wrap-up after this timeout.
Bickford Ford is celebrating 90 years in business in Snohomish, Washington. When they opened their doors in 1934, things looked a little different. But their commitment to the community and their customers hasn't changed a bit. So when you're in the market for a new vehicle, electric, gas, or something in between, start at the place you can trust. Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership, Bickford Ford, on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
To the Jackson High School gym. Tom Lafferty along with Coach Joel Vincent. Joey, we got the football coach talking about basketball. Does he know anything about basketball?
He might. I don't know.
You know something about basketball. Talk about the three you hit there at the end.
It was a good pass from Seamus. The coaches drew up a play, and I told Seamus if I yell his name, just pass it over. And I was shooting all game. Coaches kept telling me to shoot, so I just shot it and made it. I had confidence.
That was a good plan. You were shooting, right? You were shooting it well tonight, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
Did you know walking in the gym that you're going to be hot tonight?
No. It didn't feel great in warmups, but it worked out.
So talk a little bit about, you guys were down most of the game, right?
We were.
So, Coach Johnson, you guys getting those timeouts. What's he telling you guys? Just hang in there, keep doing what you're doing, keep shooting the ball. What's he telling you?
It was just high intensity on defense. It was all our defense that won us the game. We came out after halftime. He told us we got to play better defense, so we came out and we went on a good run, came back, and then it was tie game from there. We just had to win. It was 0-0, and we won from there.
And those guys played great defense. That zone really gave you fits in the first half.
And then later in the half, the coaches at halftime told us our shots were going to start falling, kind of giving us more confidence. We just shot it and made them more in that second half.
And then Drew had just a horrible night. Couldn't hit any delay, and then he hits that gargantuan three there.
From the corner.
The corner there.
Yeah, it was clutch. He was rough in the first half.
Yeah.
We told him at halftime, just keep working, and he did. Came out with confidence and knocked down a few clutch shots down in the second half.
There you go. Good job tonight.
Thank you.
There you go. That is our player of the game, Joey Gosselin. We'll get him a shirt. We'll get some pictures, and we're going to get ready for the second half of our doubleheader. Final score again, the Jackson Timberwolves 61, the Lake Stevens Vikings 59. He's going to take some photos here. Our player of the game brought to you by Bickford Ford Mercury. Also, our sponsors tonight, American Family Insurance, Capelli Cabinetry, Les Schwab Tires, McDaniels Do-It Center, Monster Energy, and U.S. Navy and the Marine Corps. Thanks to Joey Gosselin, our player of the game. Joel Vincent here. I'm Tom Lafferty with Todd Elvig. We'll come back with the girls' game, second game of the doubleheader. Again, the final score, Jackson 61, Lake Stevens 59. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good job.